Taking care of an elderly parent is really hard. And especially if it was a parent that you didn't have a good relationship with, maybe they were even emotionally or verbally abusive. It can bring up all kinds of emotions in you and make it even harder. So how do you protect yourself from that? There's something called compassionate detachment, and it's a strategy that you can use to try to take care of your parents still, but maintain your own sanity so that you don't get too sucked in. That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. I'm Tammy Provencal. I'm a physical therapist and a life coach for caregivers. I make these videos to be a resource for caregivers, especially of an aging parent, where the relationship part is what makes caregiving so challenging. So compassionate detachment is a protective strategy that we can use so that we don't get too sucked in. And we're going to talk about 5 areas to focus on when it comes to compassionate detachment. The first one is to practice empathy without being absorbed by it. Most of us can agree that you can see when somebody's lashing out, it's really about them. They're either in pain, they're confused, they're frustrated, but it's about them. It's not really about us, even if they try to externalize and make it appear like it's about us. And then stay grounded. So take a breath, and while you're taking this breath, remind yourself that this isn't about you. This is totally about them. And then when you are ready to respond with calm empathy. So you could maybe respond with something like, it looks like you're upset right now. I'm sorry that you're feeling this way. And then redirect the conversation. So depending on your parent's level of cognition, if your parent has no dementia, then you could actually have a conversation and say, we're going to stop this now. Can we agree that we're going to do something else? If your parent has some dementia, it's a little bit different because you're not necessarily going to try to process the issue. You're going to find other ways to redirect their attention. The second part of compassionate detachment is to set boundaries. And that might mean that you decide that you only are going to put yourself in this situation 3 days a week instead of every day. It might mean that you're going to leave the room if your parent is talking to you or treating you in a certain way. Boundaries are very individual for each person. So whatever you think is going to help to protect you is what's important. The third and sometimes hardest thing to think about with compassionate detachment is to accept your parent. And that means accept who they are right now, regardless of whether they've always been like this or they're like this because of a dementia. Being able to accept them for where they are is really freeing for us. Because if we don't, we're internally wishing and resisting reality. So you're not giving up on them. You're just not fighting for change when you have no control of it. The fourth thing with compassionate detachment is self-reflection and awareness. So after an incident or an episode that happened, being able to look at yourself, look for triggers, look for things your parent specifically says that trigger you. Being able to see our triggers can help us to increase the time between that trigger and the automatic emotional response we sometimes do. It gives us more time to have more control over how we respond. And then the fifth thing to think about with compassionate detachment is support systems. So that can mean anything from talking to someone, getting help in the home. It can mean talking to a therapist or working with a coach. Any things that you can think of that will help you to maintain your sanity in this situation. Compassionate detachment isn't about not caring or caring less. It's about caring smarter. So you're figuring out ways to care for your parent while also protecting yourself, your own emotional well-being. Caregiving is hard. Look for any ways to make it easier. Thanks for watching today's video. Please like and share, and in the comment section below, let me know what you think.